This is a new acute dependency unit at St George's. 15 beds, part of the redesign of this hospital to cope with ever-increasing numbers of COVID patients. For weeks, the numbers have been rising quickly, even more so this last weekend.
So I'm Jane Evans, I'm a consultant in acute medicine. We have had several whole families admitted, some of whom have gone to intensive care, some of whom are here with us. And I think quite a lot of those people haven't been older people, they haven't been people with lots of medical problems, they have been young and fit people who have been themselves shocked at how unwell they've got and how quickly they've become unwell.
Growing numbers, though, mean growing pressures on staff.
There were many staff back in March who said, I could never do this again. And then here we are facing what seems at the moment to be a worse surge of sort of patients with COVID. And you see people are very tired, very stressed. And that's a real worry to us because we just do have to keep going because we have to be here for the patients.
So he can kind of reinforce, help out with the situation.
Okay. Hi, my name's Chloe. I am a senior staff nurse on Richmond AMU at St George's Hospital. It's the first Monday after Christmas and New Year's, and it's been one of the worst shifts of my entire life. Intense. I'm looking after many more sick patients than I normally look after. It's just overwhelming, the whole situation.
I'm Hannah Packham. I'm the junior sister of the acute dependency unit. Today I'm the nurse in charge. Our colleagues are more like family. You can rant and rave and cry and no one holds it against you. A lot of us.
Do you?
What? Rant and rave and cry? I personally cry when I get home quite a lot actually at the moment. Sleep, we're suffering with sleep problems, I think a lot of nurses and doctors at the moment as well. You just have to relax on your days off as best you can, ready, prepping yourself to come back again is what I would say.
You see the videos of like the anti-COVID people and you just think to yourself, what am I even doing?
Does it demoralise you?
It demoralises me completely. I've never felt so demoralised in my life.
We've all got family. I mean, a lot of us have actually had COVID. You can see the other side of what it could have been for you because there seems to be no trend in who gets sicker sometimes and who isn't. So you see the other side. It could be your mum, your dad, your grandparent laying in the bed and you're just trying to do your best for them.
More than half the patients in St George's general and acute beds are now COVID ones. Pressure is growing too on its intensive care units.
My name's Paul Randall. I'm the head of nursing for the critical care units at St George's Hospital. This used to be our cardiothoracic intensive care unit. It's 21 beds and for probably since the beginning of December this has been a COVID intensive care unit.
Normally this hospital would have 67 intensive care beds. It now has 115. They may have to try to open even more.
I'm Dominic Spray, I'm the Clinical Director of Adult Critical Care at St George's Hospital. Till you perhaps come in and see the wards and see the patients, then it hits home. And you see the nurses that are crying after their 12-hour shift and going home exhausted and drained, and then having to pick themselves up to come back in again the next morning. That's when it hits home.
Like other hospitals, they have lots of staff here off with COVID or self-isolating. Others looking after the growing tide of COVID patients in the rest of St George's. Working here, though, not the only stress many are facing.
My name's Mercer Scott. I'm the senior sister on cardiac intensive care at St George's Hospital. Not only have you got stress at work, people are concerned about their own families. Staff have family members who've lost jobs as well. They have children with all the anxieties about schooling. So the people are coming to work with a lot of other stresses that they wouldn't normally have. And then coming to this environment where, you know, there's a high mortality. We see a lot of death now. There's a lot of end-of-life care we're trying to provide. And that's really, really hard for staff as well.
Hard too for staff, they say, are images of people openly breaking lockdown rules. The message from intensive care at St George's?
You may not see the effects of it when you're doing that, but we see the effects of it. The nursing staff see the effects of it. We have people in their 40s, their 30s, their 20s on our intensive care unit dying of COVID. We are having to think about whether we do cancer surgery. We're having to postpone cancer surgery because of the number of COVID patients we have in. So even if you don't think you are doing any harm by bending the rules a little, you are. It has a knock-on effect. And we are seeing the knock-on effect here.